Welcome. I am Crimey Queen, and if you're joining us for the first time, it's the channel where we have fun with words and numbers, numerology to be precise. This is where we are activating, actualizing self-love. But now we seem more focused about Kundalini experience or activating or Kundalini. I mention that because I am convinced that all of these presentations that I have done, which is well over 400, it has something to do with the Kundalini. It has something to do with the third eye. So for those of you who really are adverse to activating your Kundalini, of course, if you can activate your third eye without activating your kundalini, that is all right, and that is what I am talking about. It's still the same thing that I am talking about. I have just gone through that mode myself, although I am very convinced that my third eye had been activated to some degree before really activating my kundalini. So and hence my understanding about this. But I am talking about now as well is that through the sacrifice template, which I believe is a very exact representation of activating your third eye, was that, of course, as I say, it's the story of Christ. It is that of dying on the cross here. So basically, we die on the cross here. We there's like a mini death. It's as if we go through a first trial or where we are messing around, and it could be accidentally or purposefully, but I believe that we go through that developmental stage here where, of course, we can see Mother Eve is in Revelation here too. So it's as if we are being nursed and by Mother Eve here in this section. Not as if we are nursed by Mother Eve here. And when we get to this point of the developmental stage, we are at liberty or at the we have the opportunity to make a choice whether we really want to go through that new stage. This is where we uncover this section. We become new, but it also is the place where Mother Eve is saying, when, W-E-N, when are you going to open your eyes? When are you going to eat of the fruit? When are you going to activate your pineal gland? And so on. So those were the questions that we have been looking at in those presentations. The other thing that I really want to look at as well, as I said, the word Kundalini is 5, the word pineal gland is 5, the word Christ is 5, and Eve is 5, and so we have many other words of profound meaning that also equals 5. Breathe, for instance, this is what and God breathed in man's nostrils and he became a living soul. So living soul, let's just do that. So before I go on, it's just to remind you we are also looking at the 9 gods in the first chapter of Genesis and the 5 gods in the second chapter of Genesis. And we have seen that there seems to be a strong connection of the five gods of Genesis in chapter 2 right here, because this is where the plant, of course, the fruit that Eve ate would have something to do with plant, the word plant. But we know this is where it is said, and God planted a tree in the middle of the garden. So we are talking about garden. And he took, I have to get the context that the word took is stated, but then there's a God that took, and there's a God that commanded, a God that formed, and a God that caused. Now, I am also going to say these are very, very profound elements here. For the word caused as well, I'll need to do a series on that, which, just to brief you, the word caused has in it the word, I was going to say the word curse. Yes. Okay. And yeah, okay. So basically, cursed. Oh, I'll have to check that again. But basically, we are dealing with the five gods here, and that five gods and the nine gods here is where I talk about being in the new position. We become like foxes. We have another opportunity to fine tune ourselves. It's like, some people, they put on a new garment, but well, it happens to all of us at some stage. We put on a new garment, but we are not feeling as comfortable as we ought to in it. So, being a fox, we find our way around our new cloak, our new garment right here, our new area, our new home, our new way of thinking, on doing and speaking. And that's what happens. When you are a fox, you have the opportunity to look at those various aspects of yourself. You go on a journey. You need to journey because you're in a new place, and so you need to explore the areas. And this is where you are on gypsy journey. You are being wise, and you are being very spiritual as well, and looking and doing and whatever it is. But in all of that, there is still, because you're fine tuning yourself, there are still elements of guilt or whatever it is that you need to adapt to. This is where you find yourself in headquarter zone. Perhaps you are in a new place, and that may mean in that new place you are going for new registration. You have to register your particulars in the headquarters of that new place that you are. Oh my, I like that. Yes, and this is where, of course, you are required to let go of your inhibitions altogether because you are in this new place. You may have to learn a new language or new ways of the new doctrines and traditions. And so and that becomes painful when you are in headquarters zone, because there, when you go and register, of course you have your NIS and all what have you. You have to pay your dues to the Inland Revenue. This was all intuitively done, but isn't it very relative to our world? It is. It's like Spirit has given us a language that is appropriate for us right now. This sacrifice, have been a language that we are able to understand in today's world. So I always felt that this would really present to us a way of being able to measure our performance, which is what we are able to do, able to measure our performance on this scale of sacrifice. Where can we use this? When we see number 8, what does it tell us? When we see number 9, what does it tell you? It's newness. And it is saying, yeah, you are birthing something new, and we are doing it every moment. Now, what is important for us to remember, every action, even at the utterance of a word, We have begun and we have ended. It's just cycles on top of cycles and into cycles. So there we are again. So I was going to make reference to living soul, and we will end on living soul. So God breathed. So God breathed. I'm thinking I haven't got breathed on there. So if God breathed into man's nostrils, so then that would mean another God. So we'll see. I'm going to double check that again. Okay, so God breathed, Breathed. God breathed. So this is 29512859. Okay, so this is 10 and 14 is 24 and here is 34 and 5 is 39, 41. So the word breathed is 41, which coincides with Mother Eve. 4 plus 1, this is what I'm talking about, the number 14, 14 gods. We see, like Emmett Fox says, everything must find, for something to connect with something, it must have that relation with it. So we can see the word breathed is a mirror aspect to the 14 gods itself, and that which is Mother Eve, number 14 as well. And as it happens, it's the only number that I have come across, 14, and I felt that there was something very significant to this. Let's see. It's the only number that when you write it, it reflects itself. I think it's the only one. So God breathed, and I thought breathed was actually 9, but this is really interesting. I thought breathe was, let's just check this again because I have it as 36 on my card. So this is 9. Oh, did I check 9? Let's just do this. So this is 11 and 5, 16, 17, 18, 19. So 17, that's 27, 27 plus 14. Let's do it like this. So this is 7 and 3, 7 and 4 is 11, and oh, it's 41. Okay, so that's correct. 41. Now, the word 14. It's 14, I think. FOURTEEN. This is 6639255. And I always say where we see all these fives or 5 and 9, there's something very profound about it. Okay, so 3 fives 15 and 11 is 26. 26 and so this is 26 and 12, 13, 14, 15. So let's see. So this is 11 and this is 11. 6 plus 5 is 11. 1, 2, 2 plus 2 is 4. There we have 41 again. This is what I mean. So there is something, it's like there is an energy and power in number 14 and 41 that has to be, it cannot be destroyed, it cannot be tampered with, and it therefore reflects itself as is, and that is Mother Eve. 4 plus 1 is 5, and that's what we are talking about. So when God breathed, that is Mother Eve, and into man's nostrils. Nostrils is, I I think is, let's see, nostrils, nostrils, and so this is 5, 6, 1, 2, 9, 9, 3, 1. Okay, so I count like this. This is 20, and this is 24, and 6 is 30, and that would be 36. So 36 is 9. So this is nostrils now is like the god of 9, because the gods of the 9 in chapter 1 are really nostrils. They are they are going through the streels. Okay, nose streels. Okay, and so nose, but nose is 8, nose. So this is 5, 6, 1, 5. Mother Eve is at the end of both, Mother Eve is present. So this is 10 and 7, 17. 1 plus 7 is 8. So this is it. Mother Eve is at the this is it here. This is why Mother Eve, this is her, is very present in number 8, and that also equals God. So God breathed into man's nostrils and he became a living, living, which is 394957. Okay, so this is 12, 12 and 12, 24 and 1, 25, and 9, 34, and 3, 37. This is 10, 37. 3 plus 7 3 plus 7 is 10, so we say 1. And then soul, this is what man became, a living, soul. So we have 1, 6, 3, 3. Okay, so this is 6 and 6, 12, and 1, 13. So this is the 13 that I have been talking about, and actually it's the soul. I knew there was something very, very profound about number 13, and now we see it's the soul. That's why Christ, and with the 12 disciples and Christ, is really the soul of Mother Eve. So Mother Eve encapsulates 14, that's including the soul. So we are the soul of Mother Eve in this sense. Okay, so 1 plus 3 is 4. 4. 1 plus 4 is 5. We can see here again the living soul is Mother Eve. The living soul is Mother Eve. Mother Eve is very, very profound. So this story that we have been taught is something that we really need to pay attention to. The mere fact that the scriptures, the two pages, are mirroring each other, it tells us not to take everything as it in one way. Hence we have mirror. It's a mirror that there are mirror aspects of everything we do, and so it's important that we look in the mirror. Okay, why we should look in the mirror? We should look in the mirror to see our mother, find ourselves, recognize ourselves through our mother. Okay, thank you. Oh, do remember to click like and subscribe and share. And we are planting new seeds, so that's why we need to share. We are planting the seeds. The seeds are the words that nurture and uphold our spirit, and and um, honor our spirit with reverence. Thank you.